often.
I know, I miss you.
I know it was so fun. Maybe go back to it again, but every day was hard doing it every day. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Chef AJ and Friends. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and my friend today actually is my friend. Now, if you know how I used to do a live show every day for almost 5 years, she was a regular with Kathy Hester's Vegan Kitchen. That's her name, Kathy Hester. I think I'm live. Am I live, Charles? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. I can't tell unless you tell me. Sometimes I just can't tell. Anyway, so today's going to be really fun. The reason I'm wearing my chef coat, my favorite chef coat, inspired by Dr. John McDougall, is because I'm actually going to be going in the kitchen. You see, I love appliances. I love having every new gadget there is. I love things that make my life easier, but I'm dyslexic and I can't read worth very good understanding. And Kathy Hester is not just a wizard in the kitchen with recipe creation, but she literally can figure any machine out. She is a wizard. And so whenever I get a new appliance, I don't read the book. I FaceTime with Kathy. And I also get new appliances when Kathy gets one. So when she got the Ninja Creami, I got the Ninja Creami. When she got the deluxe, I got the deluxe. When she got the swirl, I got the swirl, but I couldn't figure out the swirl. I've also gotten the Ninja Crispy because of her and the Nama J2 or Nama milk maker. So she's going to teach me those. But today it's all about the swirl. I love making vegan ice cream without sugar and obviously without dairy. I've been doing it since I got my first champion juicer in 1987 because I love the soft serve. I also love the scoopable. The only thing about the champion juicer is they went out of business during the pandemic. And I always thought, why can't champion juicer put some kind of nozzle on so that when it comes out, instead of looking like poop, it could actually be swirled. Well, that's actually what I thought. Well, Ninja has solved this. So I am going to, you're going to hear from Kathy for a minute while I switch over your cameras. I'm going to be in the kitchen and she's going to show us how to make my favorite flavor ice cream, which is vanilla. I think she might be doing a chocolate version and it's made out of my favorite food, white sweet potatoes and dates. So I'll see you in a moment in the kitchen.
Hey, hey everybody. I hope things are going well for you today. If you have some questions as we're going along, kind of save those to the end and hopefully we'll be able to get to those for sure. So I have a whole bunch of machines out here. We're not going to talk about all of them
Okay, I
in
can't hear.
detail. We're going to talk about all of them a little bit. Hey, Chef AJ.
Hey, you can hear me okay now,
I
right?
can. It's awesome.
Fantastic. Because I have two ninjas here, and I feel like I don't necessarily need both unless you tell me I do.
You really don't. If you want to get rid of the deluxe, you can, but I've got it here. And what I thought I would just kind of talk about a little bit. And then also, if you have some questions, if you put it in the chat, it may not show up for a little while after the video processes. If you're watching the early replay, put your question in the comments and I will come back and try and answer those or send you links, okay? They're really four models. One doesn't exist anymore, so I don't have it up here. Don't talk, don't tell, Ninja Breeze. Mine works fine, but some have caught on fire. So if you have one, use with caution. That's why they discontinued it. I've had no
I had
problem.
no idea that happened. That's incredible.
Right. And yeah, mine's done well so far. I like the Breeze because it's a little quieter than the original, which is the purple one here, and the deluxe. And then this is the swirl. And if you kind of think about it a little bit, so in general, this part, think about it being cut down the middle, and it's a lot like the original or the deluxe, okay? Except for this little pulley handle, which we're going to use to get our swirl ice cream out. And I'm going to show you some of the, let me get this. I have an inelegant solution to do this, but you know, sometimes you need what you need. Okay, so this is the original. Okay, so we have things like ice cream, sorbet, light ice cream, smoothie bowls, gelato, milkshake, and mix-in. Yours may be slightly different depending on your model. There were different original models. Even though this doesn't say cremachino or frozen drink, you can make those. If you look up me, Kathy Hester, on YouTube, I have a detailed video telling you how to do it in your original machine. In the swirl, we don't have it either. So let's look at this really quick. This is the deluxe, and the deluxe containers are bigger. So you can do top, full, or bottom. I have never used the bottom button, but here you go. And you have things like here, if it's full, you can pick some of those. If it's top, you can pick some of the others. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now let's look inelegantly and messily at this. Okay, one of the first two things you see, much like the Ninja Deluxe, where there was top and full, we've got soft serve and scoop, and that's really important. And depending on which one of these you pick, some of these are available to you and some of them are not. Fruit Whip, frozen custard, creamy fit, they're all kind of the same thing. They change the names around a little bit. So again, inelegant, but here we go. The reason they have creamy fit is a lot of people started using it with protein powder. So they made a setting that worked with that. 99% of the time, if you're on any of these, you're going to be using light ice cream or sorbet with my whole food plant-based no oil recipes, right? Now this is a little different. So I thought what I would do is first show you just how it works normal. So we're going to make a scoopable pint with the Dole Whip. Then Chef AJ and I, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Kathy, I just want to ask you a question. It's not that I necessarily want to get rid of it, but if the swirl will do everything the deluxe will, I'd rather give this to my friend Trish, who doesn't have one, just because also, it takes up so much more space. But if there's something this one does that this one doesn't, I'd love to hear about it.
That's a great question. So the deluxe, and let me show you, I have things. I love a show and tell. Okay, this is the original pint. This is the deluxe pint. 2 cups, 3 cups. With the swirl, we're back to 2 cups. It's just thinner and has some more stuff on it.
I did like that about the deluxe that you, especially if you have company, the smaller pint is just really enough for 2 people, whereas the other one I could eke out 4 servings.
Right. And so there is that. I will also say, so I did order 2 more of these pints from Amazon. They were finally available. 2 pints is $35. 4 pints is about $23 for one of these. So that might change your mind if you're like, I know I need 4 pints in the freezer. Also, if we're making big, like Frappuccino type drinks, it's nice to have it in here, and then I can make it for me and Cheryl. Though what I actually do, because from doing books, I have like 30 pints, maybe more. So I'll just freeze half pints. So like if I wanted to make, let's say, a fruit slush, I'd put strawberries and pears in here and get it about halfway, freeze it. I would go ahead and spin it on sorbet. Then I would add water to the line. You could also add non-dairy milk if you want it to not necessarily be a slushy, but more of a milkshake. And then use the milkshake setting. And they're not really telling you that because they want you to have both, but I've been doing that since the beginning. So you certainly can do that in here. So I get questions a lot of times, well, don't I need the Ninja Creami to do the deluxe to do this? No, you don't. You just need to kind of do a workaround, and I have it for free for you on my YouTube channel. Just watch it, and then you have that free forever.
You just have an uncanny ability to demystify every machine. So you're telling me, because I've only made straight up ice cream. I've never done anything else, but I know that Ninja sells this like actual slushy machine for several $100s. So you're saying you can actually do that with one of these machines?
You can. I don't have the slushy machine, so I am talking a little bit in the dark. So I don't know if some of their requirements for the slushy are easier, but I have heard you can't put like people put soda in it, but you can't put diet soda in it, which you can't do in here too. So it seems my guesstimate is it's probably going to be similar. And I wouldn't want that much slushy. Like it seems big, but if you want it, I'll get it and figure it out.
No, don't get
How
it
about
yet.
that?
I just want to figure this out because I blended my base already. And
Okay.
is that the recipe? Because you gave me the recipe for like the best, like basic vanilla ice cream. It was so good. It had a lot of caramely notes, which I tasted the batter because my feeling is that when you freeze things, they're less sweet, right? Because that's why melted ice cream, Dr. Goldhammer always talks about being sickly sweet. And so I tasted it and it was sweet. So I added a few more dates thinking that the freezing was going to make it less sweet.
And it just depends. So usually in my recipes, like in the creatively named Whole Food Plant-Based Ninja Creami Ebook 1 and Whole Food Plant-Based Ninja Creami Ebook 2, I say a range of dates. I'm usually using medjool dates, but you might not. So typically I'm probably doing between a quarter and a half cup of dates, 5 to 7, but you kind of get to choose where it's going to hit that sweet spot for you. So I had
Yeah.
made an apple caramel one with dates and applesauce, and someone had said that's way too sweet for me. And I'm like, you just leave out some of the dates. So some things may be a process, especially people who are sophos free and having very little dates and things like that. They may be able to go down to 2 dates or just applesauce. So that's one of the beauties.
I've done it. What people don't realize is you could just take applesauce and spin it. It's very good. It's an apple sorbet. You could just take a can of pineapple. That's what got me into the machine because I recently went to Disneyland and I did have a Dole Whip. And I'm like, gosh, it's better at home, you know?
It
It's
really
like,
is. Like,
well, it was because
go
it
ahead.
wasn't just because it had sugar. It had this kind of chemically taste, which I didn't love, you know?
Do me a favor and don't really look up on Amazon what's in Dole Whip mix because people will buy Dole Whip mix, people not in our community, and make it in here. It is a very long list. Like, and
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin anybody's time because if you're at Disney, at least there's something ice cream that's vegan. But if you're at home, it's so much better. So
Yeah.
I actually, this is Dole Whip. So this, and by Dole Whip, a couple of different ways. You take a can of like pineapple and pineapple juice. You can add a little vanilla. You could add a little bit of non-dairy milk if you want, or you can do it plain. There's no right or wrong. This is your ice cream. You get to do it the way you want. And I'll show you from a top. So you might not be able to see real good, but see how there's a little bit of a hump? And
Yep.
also notice there's a whole bunch of stuff on this, right? Like compared to the original Ninja Creami. So that's one of the reasons these pints cost more. The bottom is on the pint. There is a top piece that you move from pint to pint, but this bottom piece is included. So we don't want to ruin our fancy machine. So I'm just going to take a spoon, and even if it's quite hard, it should scrape up pretty easy. Now, I used this in a demo before, so it's going to be even easier because it's already, what is it, creamified.
Creamified. That's a new word, huh?
Yeah, that's the word they use, creamify, and the creamyizer blade and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. Now, I'll compare the original to, this is the swirl. This is the original outer container. Big differences, right? Because on here, the deluxe and the original had these little dots in the bottom, and that's what held it in while it was swirling.
I'm trying to get mine off now. I just realized that I've never even taken the stickers off. Remove outer
Okay.
bowl and unbox the paddle.
Okay,
Oh,
so what
boy.
you need to do, Chef AJ, is turn it. There's a lid button. When you click that, it unlocks and comes off.
Yeah, I
And
see.
that's where your blade is. So it's
Handle
not a
and
sharp blade. So in that it's not going to cut you. It's kind of like the Vitamix. It's the
it's kind of
actual
like,
speed.
Kathy, it's like the other one. You just kind of drop it in the little hole, right?
Exactly. So you have a little lever here. It's a lot of it's very similar. I find if you look at these, one of the complaints about the original is people were getting stuff caught in here, and this isn't really a good seal. But look at this one is a much better seal. You can take it out really easily. They still have, you should always rinse through here after you take the blade out. Pour water through here and it comes through the holes and helps clean out the part you can't see. But so if I'm opening and closing this, see how it,
I did this correctly, right, Kathy?
yeah. And then you let
okay.
go. One thing to know is it will move around a little bit, the blade. That's okay. What's going to happen is the rod is going to come down, magnetize to it, and move it anyhow. So that's not the big deal. Now, so before the original, we were putting it in here so it would hold those. This is a whole new shape, right? Look, it basically has a big old nose, and that fits right in that slidey area. And that's how it doesn't move around. Okay? So then I'm going to go ahead and put this on and lock it. You'll hear a little click. And then we'll kind of come on in here and I'll see if we can get this. So I'm going to, it slides in like the deluxe. The original, you just sat on top. This one slides in and then you lock it in, just like the deluxe you had. Okay. And I'm going to wait till Chef AJ gets back so that I can show. Oh, are you there? Okay.
Sorry about that. I just went to get, okay. Sorry
You went to get your
that.
ice cream? No, you can go get your ice cream. I just wanted to make sure
you want me to, should I get it now? Am I ready to get my pint?
Why don't you get it after when the noise, or you have to talk when the noise happens.
Okay,
One
great.
thing I will say,
you know what? I shouldn't have stepped away. So maybe show me how you got that back in because.
Okay, cool. So what I was saying is it's not like the original. It's like the deluxe. It has little things that slide in. So you have to face it with a handle towards you and push it in. Okay. And then it goes up. This has the similar lock for me to do it and get it back down.
So are you spinning it just regular? You're not doing a swirl yet?
No, I'm going to do this one regular. I have a chocolate and I'm going to do the swirl with that.
So are you telling me this, you can actually just do regular in here? You don't have to swirl it if you don't want it?
Yes.
Well, then that's awesome. So I really don't think I need the second machine if you can just do a regular swirl because certain ice creams I like better scoopable, but certain flavors would be fun to have soft and swirly.
Right. And it's very interesting. And that's why I just kind of wanted to do both because I feel like if you just do one, it leaves this big question. So this is going to be kind of normal. I do feel that the machine is slightly less loud. I have a thing that goes over these machines, like a big, like plexiglass thing to do the noise. This is too big to go over here. When you're doing the soft serve, it goes on longer. So I don't know, you might have to do a whole comedy show when we get there. So it may be loud.
I'll just tell people are asking how I'm doing and I'll just tell some people if they're interested because I can't see the comments. So if there are questions or comments, I can't see them. So hopefully Suzanne is answering them if she can.
Let me see if I can. You can sort of see it. So there's soft serve and scoop. I'm going to do scoop. Oh, actually, first I'm going to turn it on.
Oh,
sorry about that.
I just realized, yes. Yeah, so you have the turn button, and then you have the choice of the one that looks like a cone is soft serve, the one that looks like an ice cream is a cup, it's scoop. So you probably only click soft serve when you're using the swirl. Is that correct?
Exactly. So scoop frozen yogurt, ice cream, creamy fit, light ice cream, milkshake, sorbet, gelato light up for me to choose. If I press soft serve, frozen custard, fruit whip, frozen yogurt, ice cream, creamy fit, and light ice cream light up.
Wow. So how do you know which one how do you know which one to choose after you've chosen either soft serve or scoop?
I would say 99% of what I do is sorbet or light ice cream, because ice cream is for people who are using like eggs and real sugar, which brings the temperature down, right? Light ice cream was made for people who are using more artificial sweeteners. You might be like, well, that's not us. But our ice cream freezes harder. That's all. So if you're doing a whole food plant-based one, what I would say is if you've left your ice cream out, like let's say maybe I took it out so it could thaw a little bit and I forgot. So then I might use ice cream because it'll be softer.
So scoop, when you put it on scoop, you personally usually use light ice cream.
Yeah, and on Dole Whip, I often use sorbet, so I'm just going to put it on sorbet.
Right. And then what's the button in the middle that says Cream Fit?
That's if you're using protein powder.
Okay, we don't need that one. So when you do it on soft serve, do you press fruit whip or frozen custard or?
Yeah, you could do any of those. You could do ice cream. You could just see how frozen it is. So a little bit of it's a learning curve. But let me press this and then you can talk for a little bit. It'll tell how many minutes this is going to be. It's longer for soft serve because it needs to get softer. And we still have respin, so respin's still an option. So I'm going to press sorbet. 3 minutes.
Wait, respin and then what's retract? Well, anyway, I think, is she spinning now? So I'll talk. I don't know. I wish I could see the comments if there are any questions. Maybe you could read them to me, Charles, if you can put them on your phone. But anyway, so I'm excited because I love the idea of being able to have a cone. I haven't been able to find any ice cream cones so unfortunately I have to be gluten-free. And it just seems that when you're gluten-free and vegan, there's not a lot of great options out there. And if you're sugar-free, it's even harder. It's pretty easy to find sugar-free things and sugar-free things that are vegan and gluten-free things that are sugar-free, but to find everything that's perfect, I have not been able to find it. You could probably somehow make your own cone. I don't know if I personally eat the cone. I mean, my whole thing is I like to be able to pick it up and eat it like that. So these I found at Whole Foods. Let's do gluten-free, and they do have sugar as the second ingredient. And yeah, they're probably not healthy, but I'm not doing it to eat the cone. Like I said, I don't even care if I eat the cone. So I could maybe get a plastic cone or something. I just love the idea of being able to like actually hold it in my hand and eat an ice cream cone. So if anybody has a resource for a vegan and gluten-free cone that's sugar-free, that would be amazing. I will tell you, and I'm hoping to have them on the show soon, a local company that makes the best, and I'm not exaggerating, vegan gluten-free bread I've ever tried. It's been, I haven't, literally until last year, I hadn't eaten bread in 12 years because, well, partly caloric density when I was losing weight, but mostly because when you're gluten-free, most gluten-free bread is disgusting, at least the ones I've tried, or they have very unhealthy ingredients. And so this company just started here, and they not only make gluten-free vegan bread, but it's sourdough, and it's like just so authentic. It's actually better than what I remember from San Francisco when I used to go there and buy that special loaf there on the wharf. And they make an amazing amount of flavors. Like they make chocolate and cranberry walnut and a seeded loaf, and one with jalapeno and chive, and one with rosemary, and one with turmeric. They make onion, they make garlic. Double garlic is my absolute favorite because when you toast it, it tastes like garlic bread, but without any butter or cheese. Oh, they make a dill pickle one and an olive one, and of course a white bread. And I'm telling you, because I have pancreatitis now, and I cannot eat any fat, meaning not only oil, but no nuts, seeds, avocado, coconut. And it's very hard for me to keep my weight up with no fat. So I need something with calories. And so I've been eating a lot of bread, and thank God this bread is delicious. And Kathy, when you want to come back, just tell me if you hear me. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I was
can hear you.
just talking about bread and gluten-free bread, and we're going to hopefully get the people in the bakery on the show. It's actually a doctor and a nurse that are now in a whole new career, and I'm like, you're probably going to help a lot more people now with this product. They also make. Well, I didn't eat this because I will have a little, if it's an ingredient, sugar or salt, but they make like supposedly they made me cinnamon rolls that look like Cinnabon, and I didn't taste it. Charles did, and he said it was like just like mind blowing because
Oh,
they do.
wow.
It's not an entirely vegan. Everything is not vegan. Some is vegetarian, but the bread is all gluten free and vegan. And no, but the main thing is no oil. It's amazing how many breads out there have oil.
Right? It really, really is. So
Yeah.
this is just gone, and we're going to look at it just like we would in our deluxe or our original. So this kind of will orient us. So I've got to pull it out, and we'll look from the top view. So I'm going to click the lid lock, open it. I don't know what I had in there that had something green. And usually what I do is I'll scrape down the sides too if I'm going to do a respin so I don't have an ice wall. And this would be good enough to scoop right now. So you can kind of see, this is one way I look at it. If it looks like Dippin' Dots or snow, then I push my spoon through and I add a little bit of water or non-dairy milk. That's really good. So I'm just going to scoop.
Amazing to me how it's just amazing how you can buy a simple can of Dole or other brand pineapple, freeze it, and then I mean, what could be easier, literally?
Right? And then
so
this
good.
is what's cool, right? You get that scoop. But if you're a big Dole Whip person and you go to the parks a lot, you are wanting a swirl on it. You're not really wanting the scoops, but I love the scoopable.
I gotta
Come
get more
on out of
pineapple.
there.
I get so lazy. I think I need to keep them. I need to keep it on the counter because if it's on the counter, I'll use it more.
I think it makes it a lot easier. So see, and then usually what I do is I'll put Cheryl's in a bowl and I just eat mine out of there, and I only have one thing to clean up, which is lovely. And you might want to go ahead and get your pint out.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to rinse this top off because we're going to use the same top even for processing the swirl part the first time.
Okay, I got my pint. I made Kathy's basic vanilla ice cream with the white sweet potatoes, which I always have because I eat them pretty much every day for lunch. I can eat.
And that recipe, Chef AJ, and the one that I'm doing with the chocolate, both of those are in the ebook 2 that you have listed down in the comments. I have it on sale. So it's 20% off. And soon I will be putting up a pre-order for Ninja ebook 3.
Okay. So here, I made this yesterday, 24 hours in advance, like you said. I'm going to open this lid for the first time. I don't seem to have I don't have the top up camera, but I don't seem to have a hump, Kathy.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Mine has a little bit of one. So I'm going to just do it a little bit.
And I made it to almost, I mean, it's pretty much to the maximum fill line. It's like just like a hair below it. So that should be fine, right?
Totally. So in fact, if you don't eat all this, if you just eat half or 3/4, you can smooth it out, pack it down again, kind of smooth it good, put it back in the freezer, and you can spin it. Every time it comes out of the freezer, it starts with one of these, not respin. Respin is only used after a major spin or you'll break your machine. Because what happens, all these, they're fancy dancy little things for how fast the blade goes around and how fast the broad drops down. So in ice cream, it's going to come down a little bit faster. In light ice cream, the rod is going to come down a little slower so it doesn't break itself. That's why we look at those a little bit differently. And here, I'll let you guys see me scrape this off.
Should I have my ice cream cone ready for the swirl?
You can. It's going to be step 2. Step 1, we're going to do basically what we just did And then there's a big step too. Actually, that makes it sound like it's hard. Then you just do something that seems really weird if you've been using Ninja Creami for a while. But
Charles,
when
you
you
mind
use,
eating an ice cream cone this early? Oh, he says no problem. Okay.
you're
So,
eating sweet potato and dates.
it's just sweet. So, Kathy, I'm going to just put this in the thing. And we only put one way is my guess, right?
Right. It only goes in one way.
Because there's a little thing there. And then I put this on just kind of like I did the other one.
Yeah.
That's just such a superpower for, I don't know, you're so able to figure things out. Okay, already struggling. Let's see. Is there a trick to getting the top on? Does it have to be a
So
certain?
with the top here, let me show you. I'll show you from above. That'll be a little easier. So see how
Okay.
I've put it on like here, and it tells
Mhm.
me to move it that way. So the big part that has this sticking out on the lid goes
Mhm.
to the right of the big handle.
Oh, so it has to match up. Is there like a trick? Is there a certain? Oh, I think
There
I
you
get
go.
it. I did it.
Yeah.
Yay!
And
And
you
then I
get used
just
to it. So you just start coming down here. And at first you're like, where does this go? I did
so
too.
I push it in and then I just turn it to the right till it clicks.
Right. And here, I'll come back up
This is
this
so much easier than reading a book.
way.
And
Yay.
the font is always so small. You must have done really well in school.
Oh, I'm a little nerdy, but also I read through it. But like when I unbox this, so I do have some swirl videos up on my YouTube channel. When I unbox it, I don't read anything, so I can be like, "What? How does this do what?" So it helps me figure out what questions people are going to have. So we've got this in here. Do you have it turned on? You can take that
You have
off.
I'm going to turn it on. You have the mind of an engineer. I remember once I called you in a panic and I had just gotten the machine. She's such a dear friend. And like, it's not working. It's not working. I just got it. I never put the blade in.
You know what? We've all done it. That's how we know. So like I remember one time because like when I'm doing a book like this, I may spend 10 pints in a day. So at some point my brain is not there and I'm like, why is it breaking? What's going on? That's also why I keep all of these. So if something happens when I'm doing a book, I can still recover. Okay, so we've got this, we've got it turned on. You have to
And
turn the power
you
on.
want me to push scoop or soft serve?
Soft serve.
Oh, because I'm going to make it into the swirl. So I push soft serve. And then
Unless
would you like me to push ice cream or?
I would do light ice cream. You took it straight from your freezer, right?
I took it straight from my freezer.
Then I would do light ice cream. And it's going to
Light
take
ice
like
cream.
5 minutes or something. It's going to be loud for a
It's
while.
already going.
Okay. Oh, it's 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
What are we going to do? 4 minutes.
Jazzercise with Chef AJ. Jazz hands.
Ninja Creami Swirl.
You can hear the scoop. Scoop. And it's loud. I think it might be just a tiny bit less loud.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you know who it's from? Are they local? Do you know who it's from? One more minute. Close. I've got one more minute. Yay. Sorry about that. I know that must be terrible for the audience, but I didn't realize once I pushed my button, it was going to be 4 minutes. But hey, I have a little monkey on mine.
Is that, oh, that's a finger puppet.
It's a little sock puppet monkey. So, before I forget, because we don't see each other a lot, unfortunately, today the raw bundle started, and I'm not raw, but I worked with Lisa on some things on a book. This is black licorice made with no sugar. This is like, I am so blown away because I always missed black licorice when I'd stopped eating sugar, and I made it into little ropes and little. I mean, it's like mind blowing. This tastes exactly like black licorice. It's like so good. But
We
anyway,
have to talk. I have to have that recipe
I'll give it
because
to you.
I made you a licorice pint. I just haven't, it's still in development, but it was
Yeah,
pretty
I will
good.
give it to you. I will give it to you as your friend. And don't give it out because it's in the bundle and Melissa is. I mean, I made
promise.
the recipe up. See, what Lissa does is make things beautiful. I made it up and I just kind of spread it on the dehydrator, and I didn't care what it looked like, but she likes everything pretty. And so it's funny that you said that because when I was little, I remember Baskin Robbins. Obviously I dairy before I was 17. But this is actually, I don't think this flavor had dairy because they had a lot of different sorbets. It was a black licorice ice cream that they would have at Halloween. It was totally black. It wasn't popular, but I loved it. I was that weird kid that didn't like Twizzlers or, red vines. They were so chemically sweet. I always loved authentic, black, less sweet licorice. So if you could come up with a black licorice ice cream, I will be getting you this recipe immediately to make this for me. Yeah.
No, so
Okay.
now this is time for the drum roll because I want you to see this, then you can get your pint out. Look how different that looks than something that's normally been spun once.
Wow. So I'm going to push mine. I don't know what to expect because I haven't used this machine. Whoa.
Right?
Kathy, it's beautiful.
Isn't it? And so you can see, like, even on here.
Oh my God, I could eat this right now.
Yes, you can.
Well, maybe I will. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to taste a tiny bit off the edge. Okay. Look at how beautiful the color. Oh my God, look at this.
Now, if anybody's watching and who would like a vanilla that's not kind of as brown, the dates are making it brown. You can use something. Maple syrup will make it a little less brown, but a little bit brown. I'm working on a lighter color vanilla for this new book. So yeah, it's in testing now.
This is so creamy. I mean, this tastes, oh my God. It really, I think this is why they call it the Ninja Creami. And I almost feel like I used vanilla powder. I almost feel, I haven't even,
right.
This is really,
I made this one for Cheryl. Chocolate is Cheryl's favorite. So also you might be like, well, I can't have chocolate chips because those have added oil. Well, this is cocoa. So this is what Chef AJ made with some cocoa added. You could add carob powder. You could add, Chef AJ, what's the faux coffee substitute, the
Oh yeah,
green
like
coffee.
an herbal coffee. But this is so good, just like this.
This is what you're eating is my favorite ice cream. I think it does have a little caramely note from the dates, but the vanilla
Oh my
comes
God.
out very forward.
I mean, the texture, I wish, I don't know, I can, it's
Here,
literally.
I can kind of grab some of this. So like you guys can see, you saw, and now you see why I wanted to do the first one so you could kind of see the difference. But see, look at that. That's a close-up of how creamy, and it's thick.
Oh my
It's
God.
not falling off the
Yeah.
spoon.
And you know, guys, listen, we don't get stuff from Ninja, but you
Mm-mm.
can't get this texture in the Vitamix. You just can't. And I have a Vitamix, and I love the Vitamix and the Blend Tech and the cheerleader. I don't know how did they figure out this technology? I'm told it was based on the Paco Jet, you know?
It is based on the Paco Jet. They let their patent expire, but a Paco Jet, where you could get stainless steel pints and all of that. So some people might be like, "Ooh, I'm going to do that." Not for $5,000 to $10,000. You're not.
You know what's interesting? Because I've never made this one before, and I don't know why, because I have your book. So how could I have missed my favorite flavor recipe? This tastes like this tastes like full fat ice cream. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
this
So
does not taste like, uh-huh.
I'm so sorry.
Well, no, what I was saying is, you know, when you're spinning just watermelon or pineapple, you know you're getting sorbet and it's delicious, but this gives the experience like that you're eating real ice cream that has real dairy and real fat in it. I mean,
The difference between my ebook 1 and ebook 2, ebook 2, I have a list of various whole food plant-based thickeners. I also use okara from soy milk. I use white sweet potatoes. There's a whole big list. You can use banana. People have
This is so
feelings
good.
about banana.
Yeah,
Huh?
this does, what do we do next? I gotta
Okay.
my sword. Charles is like, wait, what? That lady's eating my ice cream.
Okay, so we're going to take this special top, and I'm going to have to try and remember. I haven't used this machine. Okay, let's see. I think this is right. I think it just goes on like this. So you got to take the container out of the big container. Chef AJ, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
Kathy, I take the container out of the big container.
Right.
I feel like when you teach me, it's like Ninja Creami for dummies. It's like, and I'm the dummy.
And then you're going to put this on.
So it just goes on any special way. It just goes on, huh?
I think it just goes on. I'll tell you if I've messed up. I actually haven't used it since the beginning of April. So if I'm telling you anything wrong, and it's just on really nice.
It doesn't feel like there's any special way to put it on. It just kind of goes on.
Now, the bottom is what's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
so here,
this thing on the bottom is kind of turny, Kathy.
Yeah, so there's here, I'll show you here, but we don't have to open it now. We're going to leave it closed while we're doing this part, but for the future, see how it lines up? And we can open it, and there's an open. I left some of these on.
Oh, yeah,
actually, I think.
So, Kathy, do I want it on close?
Yeah, for right now, let's have it on close.
On close. Hey, you know what? One of my favorite things in the world is, and maybe you know how to make this, and I only started having them recently when I've been going to Stanford for cancer treatment because they have this place called Palmetto Superfoods. Dr. Lyle's been talking about this for 15 years as his favorite thing, and I'm like, he has no palate. It's probably not that good. But have you ever had an acai bowl?
Oh, I love those. I'm going to make one in my new book, a dragon fruit bowl and an acai bowl.
Because some places put sugar in the acai, but the ones I go to, they're either unsweetened or they use fruit to sweeten. And you know, $12. So I would love to learn to make my own acai bowl. Okay, so where do I put this? I'm guessing I put it over. Over here.
So this guy with the bump, he's going to be going at the bottom. So it's not going to fit in just like that. So we're going to put it in where it's just to the side, and then we're going to twist it in.
The bump goes in the bottom. Okay. Uh-oh. No.
That's okay. It's going to be a little bit to the right or to the camera side is is where that's going to be. The four little things.
Why isn't mine going in like yours? What am I doing wrong?
Okay, so if you look at the top, it has four little things that stick out, four little plastics.
Yeah.
And if you look at the front, it has four little places for things.
Right.
So it looks like we would just put it in here, but we want to put it solid. Oh, or am I? No. We put the bottom here. So can you see it's kind of going towards the regular spinny part? And it's not locked in yet. So then we're going to turn it towards your stove, and it's going to lock in.
Turn to the right.
It's not, you might have to come on camera and help me, Charles. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, it's not hooking in. Did I put the top on? Maybe I put the top on wrong.
Make sure that it makes a snap when you hear the top on.
Oh, look what just happened. Did I break it? This came off here.
No. It all comes apart. It all comes apart for cleaning.
Okay. So. You might want to.
Oh, you know what? Here, let me show you this. There is a thing that's kind of in. You do, I think, want to have. Well, no, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. No, it doesn't matter. I'm looking in there.
I already broke my Ninja Creami.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Okay, there. I got the top back on. Maybe I put this on wrong. You think that's it?
It could have been loose in there. Does that feel really tight now? Does it feel like it's tight on there?
Let me see. I mean, it easily comes off. Is that the problem?
Well, like
maybe is there a I mean, once I turn it, it's on. Huh.
And like you have to put, okay.
Oh, got it. I think I got it this time.
Okay, cool.
Okay. It's just not, there we go.
And then when you want to get it out, there's a button right here. I even left I left some of the stickers that says press to release. When you press that, you release it.
Thank God, because Charles does not like coming on camera. Okay. Crisis averted. Okay.
Oh, let me check one thing before I tell you. 26. I'm just going to look up in here because it has been a little bit. Make sure the pint base is closed. Blah, blah, blah. Quick start guide. Thank you for not helping me at all. I'm trying to remember.
I'm very excited about making a swirl, but it was good without the swirl. So, but you have to get a look because it's really good. And the link is below, and she's giving you a discount. And there is a link to the Ninja Creami that I put also. You can get 10% off. It's not for me. They don't give discounts in general. They're big. We're small potatoes, so you know. But the link will at least get you 10% off on their website if you want to use it. And I'm sure these machines are available at big box stores. I haven't seen the swirl yet in a store.
I haven't. I bought this either at Pottery Barn or something like that, and they sent it to me early. I got it pre-release, but I paid money for it. Okay, so they have this little thing that you may or may not have in here. It's not important. It's a drip tray. So it may be in your box. And you don't need it. So I'm just going to push mine away.
Oh, I think I was cleaning up and I didn't know what it was. I think I might have thrown it out. Oh, no.
But it does nothing except you would clean it instead of your counter. And honestly, I'd rather clean my counter.
You know, it's funny. I saw something that looked like this thing, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. We don't have the box anymore, do we? Oh, well.
It'll be okay. So now I'm not going to be able to do this sideways because I'm going to make a mess. So this handle that's over on what we were saying the processing side is, that's how the swirl is going to come out. Supposedly there are 3 settings. So like as you pull it more close to yourself, it goes faster. So let's see. And it's going to take a little while. So something in here is pushing everything up. And I thought this was going to make a hot mess, but it stays
so
very
Kathy,
clean.
I don't have to push any more buttons. You're telling me if I pull the monkey down, it'll start swirling?
Yeah,
Huh.
maybe. It's getting there.
Look, I'm pulling the monkey down.
There you go. You can see a little blue thing right here towards the machine. And it's pushing it. It's just going to take a little bit. Oh,
How hard should I pull the monkey?
I don't know. Mine's airing out. It's never done that before.
What if it never comes out?
It came out. I did a video. It came out. Let me check everything and make sure.
Uh-oh, I got an E, Kathy. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm such a silly. Yeah, I didn't open up the thing. We've got to open up the thing. Now where it says close, we go to open. Duh.
Oh my God, I broke my creamy.
You didn't break it.
Okay. But
Okay.
it's not turning as easily.
That's it. Yeah, leave it open. And now use it. Watch. I'm so sorry.
Oh my
It's
God.
coming out now. Do you see?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys, look at this. Oh my God. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
And I'm kind of put too much, so mine's falling over.
Oh my God. Whoa,
I can't believe
stop,
I did that,
stop.
you guys.
All right. Okay. I'm not the best at this yet.
Look at mine.
I mean, the idea of it. Look at this. Look at this. Kathy, this is unbelievable.
I'm so sorry I did that to you, Chef AJ. I was just like concentrating on everything else but that.
Did it break? Oh my gosh.
No.
Look at this. And you can do this even with Dole Whip will swirl?
Yeah. So any of the recipes in any of my books are on my website on healthyslowcooking.com or on my YouTube channel will work in this machine.
He's looking at me like, where is it? This is so good. Here you
Hey,
go.
Cheryl, come over here for a second. This is Cheryl's favorite ice cream. I'll give her some.
Oh my gosh. Questions. What is the name of the bread? It's called Gluten Off, but guys, they don't ship yet. So don't call them yet because I want to get your discount code. And I think they will if you live locally. I'm trying to get them on the show. Why can't you use regular soda pop in the machine, but not diet soda, Kathy?
It has to do with the mechanisms and how like diet soda freezes so much harder. Diet soda freezes like ice, and you can't just put water in here and do it. It's just going to break your machine. So when we're doing things like sorbets, I'm doing things like fruit. What do you think?
It's so good. This is really
So what do you think?
I'm gonna spin myself. How is it, Charles? Let them. Yeah. Well, it's because Kathy's recipe. I want to spin myself one now.
And if you do it slower, you can sometimes do it neater. I'm not good at the swirl yet, but I will be by the end of this month because I got a lot of swirling to do. But it's so
Kathy,
it's so
all of my out sideways.
That's okay. You just take care of that. You just lick it right up.
I feel like a kid again. Recipes be done in a Vitamix.
Can any of these be made in a Vitamix?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what I recommend if you want to do it in a Vitamix or a different blender or even in a Ninja chopper, freeze it in ice cube trays. They're about 2 tablespoons per cube. So you want to use those kind, not the big 1 cup ones. Let it sit out for just a little bit till it starts to get a little softer. Then it should work for you. It may still be a little softer than scoopable, but you can use any of my recipes.
This is so, yeah, it's not, they don't, people that go for trying to like that we got stock in Ninja Creami, they just don't understand until they get it, that it doesn't have the same texture. And it's not going to be swirly. Hey, Tammy Kramer, you're probably not watching, but you need to get this one, even though you have the other, because she has grandkids. This will be amazing. Now, how long can this be left out? And actually, I'm not sure there's anything left in there, or how do I know?
There's not a lot. So like if you look right here, so the blue line is the top. And so I have a little bit more. But what I can do, and this is kind of, actually, let me do it this way if I can. I'm going to close this. And then I'm pushing that. I have tiny hands.
I don't need to.
I can't do it that way. Let's see. Sorry.
I just realized I can buy the cheapest ice cream cones. Since I'm not there to eat it, I'm just there to hold it. And then when I don't want to eat it because I don't like the ingredients. So would you say it serves about 2?
2 big cones. If you did the little kids cones, then you're fine. Then you're fine.
You have blown my mind today, Kathy.
Yay.
Can we come back and do this with the other 2 machines I don't know how to use?
Absolutely. And maybe we can even stick another Ninja Creami in there somewhere too once the new book comes out. But we can do
your book will feature again. We can do it side by side. I can do a different recipe. Would you like a little more ice cream on top of that cone? You like it though, really. You're not just saying it because this is delicious, right?
It is.
I mean, okay, I think there's a little more left. You're gonna have to tell me how to release it. Well, I'll have a little more then. Okay.
Cheryl, can you
This
come
is
help
now
me
my
for a
lunch.
second? I think I have it stuck a little bit.
Oh, it beeped. Something beeped.
Oh, you have to retract. So if you turn it off, it'll retract, or there's a retract button. I forgot that too.
What's the beep now? What's happening? It's making noise and I'm not touching it.
Yeah, if
Retract?
the blue line is going towards the back.
Yeah.
That's why I can't get it out. Okay.
That means
And there
it's
may
out,
be
right?
a little bit of ice cream on because I messed up. Usually there's no ice cream
I didn't get a cone.
because I was trying to
Hey,
be. You'll get a
Kathy, what just happened? Something just happened and I don't know what just happened.
Okay. So there's a button here to retract, or if you turn it off. So like this was pushed way, way up. So it comes all the way back.
Did you want me to push retract? Because I did.
Yeah. And now you can take it out. You can press the top part and take it out just like this. So and I think because I didn't press open, there's a little bit of cleaning to do in here. Usually there's no cleaning. So this time you'll need to get a damp cloth and wipe off that inside.
Okay, so you want me to press release?
Yeah. Twist it towards the camera. There you go.
Okay. Wow.
And there might be a little for you to sop up because of my mistake, because I forgot to open it. If you don't forget to open it, it doesn't come back through the back at all. So it's a perfect clean machine at the end. Which is, and Cheryl, I'll make you a cone. Oh, did you here?
This is so amazing because for people, I mean, I think this would be perfect for people, that are following a McDougall diet. Maybe I'll make this in the McDougall class this month, if it's all right with you. I mean, to put the recipe, because it's low calorie density, it's low fat.
I think it's really good. Also, you can make things as kind of calorie dense or not calorie dense as you want within reason. Like you can't put water in there to have 0 calorie, but you can put berries. You can put canned pears if you feel some kind of way from dates, because some people have told me they don't like to use dates. You could use a different sweetener.
Wow.
But the sweet potato, okara, I think I have 10 to 12 different whole food plant-based thickeners. That makes all the difference between it seeming like premium ice cream or not, if you're swirling or just doing scoopable, really.
This was so fun. And this is such, this is such a fun machine to have. There's something just funner about the swirl, even though it tastes exactly the same, and holding it in your hand. And I really appreciate that you figure out things so that I don't have to struggle.
Well, and that's my goal with everybody. You're my friend, so of course I don't want you to struggle, but I don't want anyone in the community to struggle. So I have paid products, I have free stuff. You can figure it out depending on whatever you're doing. Nothing's gatekeep. Yeah.
I'm going to give this machine like a double thumbs up. I feel like with what you taught me, it's very easy to use. I didn't understand that retract thing though. So it beeped. Was it beeping to tell me that I was at the end of the ice cream and to stop spinning and to stop pushing? Okay. And so when I hear that beep, I need to press retract.
Yes, and mine retracted naturally, so I'll try and figure out what the sweet spot is. Maybe I just insulted it enough. It was like, fine, I'll do it. But the retract, because what happens is with this lid and how you saw how it kind of came apart. Let me see if I can get it off. Is part of it squishes down. You saw that blue part and it's squishing it down. So this is pushing inside of this, the blue thing into here, which is what's making it move down.
Hey, I was going to let you go, but I just realized something. There's this mix-in button. I never learned how to use it, and Charles loves peppermint ice cream. Could I put crushed peppermint in this to make a peppermint ice cream?
You can, but you are not supposed to do mix-ins and then a swirl. So you would need that to be a scoopable.
Okay, so how would I do mix-ins without making it a swirl?
Okay, I will show you a generic example.
And do you put these do you wash these parts in your dishwasher or do them by hand?
I'm doing them by hand because I want to see how they hold up, but I believe they're dishwasher safe. I will look into that. Usually, and you got to remember, these are like, what, 17, like, they're like 17 or $18. I'm going to baby these. So let's pretend this was chocolate. And let's pretend it was all the way up. I'm going to make this and put a 1/4 cup of crushed peppermints in there, or unsweetened chocolate chopped up really fine, or it doesn't work as well with like strawberries or squishable fruit because it's still mixing it around, so it's going to smush it. But you could cut up your strawberries, like mince them or tiny pieces, freeze them, and then do this. And you might have a fighting chance if we wanted to make a strawberry flaked Dole Whip. Does that make sense? So then I put my thing on, I would put it back in here. So I just put it back in the outer container, put it in here, close it, and press mix in.
So you press mix in after you've done the initial swirl.
Yes, you still have, well, the additional creamify.
Okay, wait.
And you can't use it with soft serve. You don't use it with the swirl part.
Wait a second. So let's pretend that I didn't do the swirl. I pushed scoop and I pushed light ice cream.
Yes, then you would make like a little tunnel.
And then I put a tunnel, and then I put, like you're saying, a 1/4 cup of my crushed peppermint in. And then I press mix in or creamify.
Mix in, because you would have creamified the ice cream to begin with.
Okay. I don't.
So let's say if I took this out of the freezer, I'm taking this out of the freezer, I'm putting it in, I'm going to do scoopable ice cream. It's going to come all the way down. Take it out, make my little hole, put my mix-ins in, put it back in the outer container, and then do mix in. Let me see.
Okay, because you know what? I still have 1 pint in my freezer for my old machine. But I would do it the same way with the mix in on that one, huh?
Absolutely. And one of the reasons people don't tend to use mix-ins as much is, like, let's say you made some of your brownies from Sweet Indulgence, right? I would recommend that you chop them up and put them in the freezer. If you had just a soft brownie, even though it's going slower, it's just going to mix right in. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It'll still taste delicious, but sometimes it will creamify on it into it. The peppermint should be great. Chocolate chips work great. Harder things.
Kathy, I didn't turn my power off yet, and it's beeping install and ready. What does that mean?
That means you don't have a pint in here.
So I'm just going to turn it off. Wow.
Yeah.
You make things so easy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Well, this is my verdict. So I personally, I mean, obviously people have there's so much money or counter space and different priorities. But if you love true ice cream, you will want to get a Ninja over just your Vitamix. It just that's just my opinion. And I love Vitamix, but I don't think it tastes like this when you make it. And if you already have a Ninja, you probably don't need to buy this one just for the swirl.
Unless that's what really drives you. So
Yeah,
you can make everything in here that you can make in either one of these
right.
with some adjustments.
I would say if you haven't gotten the Ninja yet, get the swirl. That's just my professional opinion because it is super cool, especially if you have kids or grandkids. It's very authentic. But I would get Kathy's book regardless because the recipes are amazing, but they're going to be more amazing if they're made in the machine that they were designed for. So,
and one of the reasons I recommend this machine is I haven't used it as much as the other two yet because I haven't had it that long, but I feel like some improvements were made. And that's why if you don't have one, this one does cost more because it has this part to it. If you already have one of these, there's no reason to upgrade every time. You don't need the latest Instant Pot. The Instant Pot you have is just fine until it breaks. And I feel this way about this too.
I don't know if this is true, but the problem with the Instant Pot is it never breaks. And I heard that's why they went out of business. Like they've never broken, literally. And they've never broken it. And the one time I didn't use, my friend Trish found a video on YouTube and we just put a new fuse in. Like they never break.
Oh, that's awesome. I've done some unsavory things to mine before, so I've had one that go out of commission. But I also, when I'm doing stuff, that's why I'm being very particular about I've not done all the full force testing with this. Like I put things in this machine that I would tell you not to put in your machine because it might break so that I can kind of get a better idea. The one thing I would also like to tell everyone with Ninja Creami or any appliance that you can get at Costco. Like Costco where we are only has the deluxe. But if something breaks, Ninja's been really good about replacing things when things break or all of that. So you do call customer service. But I got my Vitamix from Costco. I started having a problem. They gave me a full refund. 6 years later, I went back and spent $50 more and got the brand new one. So with especially appliances like this, like since the Breeze didn't quite work out, some of these are still, like the original was kind of a first edition. It's nice to have that security, I think.
We won't say the name, but remember that crazy machine that company wanted me to figure out and I couldn't figure it out and I sent it to you and I'm not even sure you could figure it out,
I did some stuff in it, but I didn't think it was super helpful for an American audience. I think it might have been helpful for another audience. But like when I made milk today, I made it in the Nama. So I've been getting.
Please come back because I have my beautiful milk maker sitting there and I don't know how to use it. And I have the crispy. So we do two different shows. We'll do one for the Nama. We'll do one for the crispy. Because what happened is you're the one that recommended Go Wise to me years ago. Because I love my Breville, but sometimes for just a little thing, you don't want to, you know what I mean? You just want a smaller air fryer. And it's much cheaper now. It was like $97 then. I think it's like $67 now. That thing lasted for a real long time until it didn't. And so I replaced it with the crispy, just because it's cool looking and it's got glass. So hopefully that'll be easy to use as well.
I think it will. And some of my community are obsessed with it. So they've been trying to get me to get one. So you were the tipping factor. So I'm getting one.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're always the tipping factor for me. Do you have a dehydrator, Kathy?
I do. I have two that are lit to me.
Do you have the Excalibur?
I do. Someone lent me the Excalibur.
Nice. So have you ever made the wraps?
I haven't done the wraps yet. I have the things to do them.
You need. Let me go get them. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Because I really do want to make them. They look delicious, And in fact, when we met up with one of our community members last year before she joined the McDougall program, she made us sandwiches in them to take with us
Oh,
because we were
wow.
in Florida.
So I'm so lucky to be friends with Lissa, and we went to Mexico together, and she made a bunch for me. And now she cuts them in a little force and makes these little mini wraps. And I'm telling you, with your wizardry of fillings and stuff, you can make a McDougall. What you put inside. You'll be able to. So I actually have a few left. And I'm very excited.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, see, I've done some things so in the Potions and Powders book, which really is going to come out this fall. The Ninja Creami book is coming out before that. I did a couple of dehydrator classes. It might have been in the bundle a couple of years ago, where I made powders out of a lot of things. And I've even made my own instant chili with a dehydrator. So I like having things that are easy to carry and pack with you.
This is really weird. I haven't looked at these, but Lissa, what the heck? Where are all the toppings on this one? I mean, it's amazing to me how somebody figured out how to make something taste exactly like bread that's raw and vegan and low calorie density. I've never seen anything like it. You two are wizards, but I bet you could have really a lot of fun with this and with the fillings and things like that,
Ooh, that would be
Because
super, super fun. And one of the things, did I hear that you're eating some avocado now, or was that?
Well, I am. I am not SOFA's free. I'm vegan and I'm oil free, and that's about it. I mean, I got down to 99 pounds, and I got to eat what I got to eat. But the thing is, right now I have pancreatitis, and so they don't allow any fat. So once this pancreatitis, I'm day 31, and my lipase is still going up. Once I'm done with pancreatitis, yes, I've been eating lots of avocado, and nuts are still I just don't do great with them. But seeds, for example, a little bit of coconut, So I have no problem eating more fat. Just not right now.
A recipe. So in some of the traveling we've been doing, I've been, making recipe notes. So someone brought us this soup with vegan yogurt, some coconut, lime, and avocado. It was fabulous, and we were both like, this has to be a Ninja Creami pint. So I was thinking maybe I'll make that Ninja Creami pint for you.
So you can make savory in Ninja Creami too?
I'm going to try making a gazpacho and a cucumber yogurt kind of chilled soup. So I was telling you about Virgin Voyages, which has great vegan food and lots of vegan options. They, in the test kitchen, which is the fancy restaurant, they do a chilled tomato sorbet. And I was like, ooh, I should try a couple of these. So we'll see what happens. All kinds of things happen during testing.
So I asked you about a dehydrator because it brings me back to the people that are, I want the results you have, but in a different machine. And it's, again, Kathy and I do not get any commission from Ninja ever, just so you know. We have affiliate deals with other companies, but not that. We just really like this product. But I feel like when people do not the same machine, they get disappointed sometimes because they don't have the same outcome. And like Lissa's wraps, you can't make them anyway else, but it just doesn't work, And that's kind of, and I wonder why that is, like for example, why, it'd be great if we could just do everything in those of us with the Breville, because it has a dehydrator setting, but I kind of feel like, machines are created for a reason, to do a certain job for the most part. It's not like the vitamin to veg, the Lucy episode with the thing, it slices, it diapers, and that's why I feel like when they were trying to combine machines, remember when they had the Instant Pot air fryer combination? I don't know how well that really did because it can't air fry the way an air fryer can.
It can air fry like a small potato. It just can't do a volume of food. So if you're a single person, that might work for you, especially if you're a single person with extremely limited space, but it's not great, right? So sometimes we take the best we can do instead of what's going to do the best. And I have no problems with people decide. I've also heard that people have put the ice cubes of my recipes through the Yo Nana and it's worked. The Yo Nana, I just feel like I can never get it clean. So that's a me thing.
Again, it's like if you're a single person that is never going to entertain, but it was too, like, it wasn't sturdy enough to make more than, 1 or 2 servings. Joyce asked about, is there a bundle? So Melissa Maris and Chris Kendall do a raw food bundle every year. It just started today. And I'm in it because I actually did write a book. Like, I'm not raw, but I found some raw recipes. So including the black licorice, which is low calorie density, sugar-free, amazing. And it's today till March 11th. I don't think I put the link in the show notes. Susanna might have put it in the chat, but I'll get that for you if you want. The thing about the raw bundle is it's all new material. So there's nothing not new. So I bet you could come up with something if you wanted. I know you don't do a lot of raw, but I bet if you were pushed, you probably could be in this bundle. I'm not raw, just so you know.
It would be fun to try. It really would, because we did a few things. I really enjoyed dehydrating stuff, but I was using heat to then reconstitute it. But it would be fun to do like breads and crackers and stuff.
Yeah, one of the things Lissa has, I've been to her home, she has a freeze dryer. And that, Kathy, that is mind blowing, because they make things that just would blow your mind with this machine. And then they can, like, when they travel, put water in and have like a curry. Like her whole world is fascinating to me. So
wow.
Yeah, she's going to be on the show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time making sushi. So, yep. That's great. Well, it is so good to see you. This is why I miss doing my show every day, because then I would see friends like you every month. But you are coming back as soon as possible, and we'll do the Ninja Crispy, and because we will demystify these machines. I mean, I can do this, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a certain person here that's going to ask me to make it again tonight. This is perfect. This is perfect for 2, or with 2 pints. So, 4 it's not going to work for the potlucks, when we have 38 people, but
you can have like 4 of these frozen and just switch them out.
Right. And I might get 2 more eventually, but I do have to spin the other pint tonight. So Trish, if you're watching, happy birthday. And this was barely used, but I do feel like having it on the counter where the plug is, rather than having where I had it, I was like, I don't want to go get it, So that's good. Something's going to have to go. Maybe
you got plenty of space back there.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the juicer. No, I love my Nama juicer. I just haven't been juicing. But anyway, Kathy, so good to see you. I guess I have to go back there to end the show. So if you want to tell people where they can find you on social media, anything about your books, I'll just need a couple of moments to get to the other side.
Absolutely. So the Whole Food Plant-Based Ninja Creami ebook 2 is 20% off through the link in the comments. So I'd love it if you got that. That's what these recipes are out of. They're super yummy, super easy. And you can even mix and match. Let's say you can't get white sweet potatoes, or you don't make soy milk or things like that. You've got options. Trust me, I got everybody, I think. And you can find me, just look up Kathy Hester on YouTube, and then you can find all my swirl videos and my other Ninja Creami videos. You can go to healthyslowcooking.com. Up at the top, there's Ninja Creami. There's like troubleshooting articles as well as recipes. And I don't do a lot on Instagram, but I'm hoping to change that. So if you look at Kathy Hester Cooks, come hang out with me there.
Thank you so much, Kathy. And Trish is watching, so that means I absolutely do have to give her the thing, because there's no take backs now. So her birthday's in a few weeks, so that'll be great. That I love that. Well, you are amazing, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I know it's like you say, a learning curve, but if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm not the best person with learning all these newfangled machines. You young people.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's all I have
you
to
know
say.
what I'd love, and here's how you spend time with me, Lauren Bernick, who's probably not watching. It's like, if you just take my improv class, we can see each other hours a week regularly, and that's how I've been spending time with friends that don't live closer. I feel like Cheryl would probably be very good in comedy for some reason.
I think she would too.
Yeah,
She'd be shy for about the first two, and then she would come out of her shell.
I feel like she has just a natural knack. Maybe she'd consider taking the class. It's a vegan class, meaning just intent because all my friends were all vegan. I think one person isn't, but that would be really fun to have her. And maybe you'll come in. I have a new community. Maybe you guys could come in 1 month and just do whatever you want to do.
Of course, we're always glad to talk to your community, and I'm always glad to demo something.
Yeah. I think you should just write a book, appliances for dummies. Because whoever writes these books, I think they make it harder than it has to be with some of the language they use,
They do, and I think one of the things is I probably have a little tinge of OCD in there somewhere, and so I don't like it when people leave out major steps. And so that's why I try to break it down to what do you really do step after step. So sorry, I kind of punked us both and forgot to open it because I got too much in the minutia in my head.
Yeah, but we didn't break it by turning it on without doing that thing good,
Nope.
Oh, Gigi says thank you both. It was a fun show and so fun. Yep. Okay. Well, Kathy, Cheryl, I can't wait to see you again. So let's get on the schedule for and guys, if there's other machines that you want to learn, I mean, Kathy knows how to use everything. So
we could do more of the Breville peel and dice too, if people wanted that.
Kathy, I feel terrible that a friend died, but I got her Breville. I have 2 now.
Oh, I'm so sorry she passed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's such a lovely gift. And so I put right now it's just in the garage because there's no room right now for 2, but what a nice, backup to have,
That's amazing. It's an expensive product, but like sometimes my wrists bother me. So it's a really nice tool to have if you're starting to not be able to do knife skills quite as well.
No, I meant the air fryer, the big one, that.
Oh, I was talking about the air fryer is great. I was talking about the food processor.
Yeah, the food processor, you taught me how to do the salsa, and because repetition is the mother of skill. Because I didn't do it right away, I lost that skill to use that, the thing,
the dicey thing.
I think I need to watch my video again, or I need to just pay you to come out here and move in for like a week and just we'll figure everything out.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, I wish you guys would visit again. It was like such a short visit. Okay, well, great to see you and great to see all of you. And please come back tomorrow for another fun show with Lissa, and we're going to be making sushi. Thanks, Kathy, and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.